Good afternoon, everyone. This is Sir Jude, and here is our video lecture for our lesson this morning. Okay, so let's recap first our previous lesson yesterday about the first two types of chemical reactions, combination and decomposition, by matching the definitions or equations in column A to their corresponding reactions in column B. So, in number one, you see a compound AB breaking down to A plus B. So nag-start as magkasama and ang ending magkahiwalay. So number one pertains to decomposition. Number two, you have A and B as separated elements joining together to form AB, a compound. So that is combination. Dating maghiwalay, ang ending nagsama. Number three, union of simple substances to form a complex substance. So our keyword here is we start with simple substances and they combine together to form a complex substance. So number three pertains to combination A. Number four, breaking down of a complex substance to its substituents. Here, you begin with a complex substance and you start to separate or disassociate it according to its simpler constituents. So this is decomposition. All right. Next po is number 5. Ayan. Determine and explain the type of each chemical equation. So, number 5 for the formation of salt, we start with sodium, 2 moles of solid sodium, and 1 mole of gaseous chlorine. They are initially separated, but this time, they react together to form 2 moles of solid NaCl with the presence of heat. That is combination. And lastly, we have breakdown of sodium bicarbonate in baking soda. So you have 2 moles of sodium bicarbonate decomposing with heat to 1 mole of solid sodium carbonate plus 1 mole of gaseous water and 1 mole of gaseous carbon dioxide. This is clearly decomposition. All right. So those are the first two. Let's proceed to the next batch of chemical reactions. Okay. Beginning with this word, problem. So solid aluminum Al reacts with solid rust Fe2O3 to irreversibly form solid aluminum oxide Al2O3 and liquid iron Fe for abrasives and machinery. Okay. So according to the problem, this reaction is considered irreversible. That's why I'm going to use arrow to the right. And then we start with aluminum, solid aluminum reacting with solid rust. And our products are solid aluminum oxide and liquid iron. Okay. So notice that on the left side of the equation, you have aluminum, which is single, and you have what we affectionately term as a couple with iron and oxygen together, Fe2O3. However, once you look at the resulting products, oxygen is now paired with aluminum, leaving iron alone by itself. So, walang hugot-hugot, no? May agawang naganap na kung saan si aluminum, inagaw niya si oxygen kay iron. As corny as that statement may sound, this reaction is reminiscent of agawan, no? So, our template for this equation is A plus Bx. So, si A, inagawan niya si X, kaya we have AX plus B. So, si B ang naiwang mag-isa. And because of that, we will classify this reaction as single replacement. Okay? Or may pinagpalit. So now let's balance the chemical equation. All right. Our unbalanced or problematic elements here are aluminum and iron. And you can go either way. So, sige, let's start with aluminum. So, you have one aluminum atom on the reactant side and two aluminum atoms on the product side. So, for 1 to become 2, you have to multiply Al by 2, balancing Al in the process. Next, for Fe, you have two iron atoms on the left side and you only have one iron atom at the right side. So for 1 to become 2, you have to multiply Fe by 2, balancing Fe in the process. Now, oxygen is not problematic in this case. There are 3 oxygen atoms on each side of the equation, rendering this equation already balanced. But for formality, we will place 1 as the respective coefficients for Fe2O3 and Al2O3. Okay, let's practice balancing single replacement reactions. Ayan. Okay, sige, baba ko lang to. Okay, so on the first equation, you have solid zinc reacting with aqueous solution of iron 3 or ferric chloride, forming aqueous solution of zinc chloride and solid iron. So our products are used respectively for batteries and steel, okay? So in this case, our unbalanced element is chlorine. So you have 3 chlorine atoms on the left side and you have 2 chlorine atoms at the right side. So when you encounter 2 and 3, all you have to do is multiply them together, forming 6. So our goal is for chlorine atoms to be 6, okay? In this reagent, you already have 3 chlorine atoms. So for it to become 6, you have to multiply FeCl3 by 2. Now, for ZnCl2, you already have 2 chlorine atoms. So for it to become 6, you have to multiply ZnCl2 by 3, balancing chlorine in the process. Now, once you have the coefficients for the 2 reagents, so affected si Fe at saka si Cn. Let me start with Fe first. So with FeCl3, there are now 2 iron atoms on the left side, and you only have 1 iron atom on the right side, so we have to multiply Fe by 2. On the other hand, for chlorine, or for ZnCl2 rather, there are now 3 zinc atoms on the right side, and you only have 1 zinc atom on the left side. So for it to become 3, you have to multiply Zn by 3. And with that, everything is balanced already. Okay? Now, for our second equation, so you have solid aluminum reacting with aqueous solution of hydrochloric acid, forming aqueous solution of aluminum chloride and gaseous diatomic hydrogen. Our products are used for water treatment and cleaning fuel, respectively. Now, where do we start? Now, out of the 3 elements featured in this equation, you have aluminum, hydrogen, and chlorine. No? Only aluminum is considered unproblematic or balanced. So you can actually choose between H and Cl to start, but sige, let's start with letter H, no? So you only have 1 hydrogen atom on the left side and 2 hydrogen atoms on the right side. So for 1 to become 2, you have to multiply HCl by 2. But wait, so it seems that with this coefficient, we can now safely assume that the official coefficient for HCl is 2. But take a look at our next dilemma, okay? So once you put 2 there, you now, as a consequence, you now have 2 chlorine atoms. But on the right side, you have 3 chlorine atoms, okay? So that means hindi pa rin siya balanse. And just like on the first equation, we are encountering 2 and 3 again. And what did I mention when we encounter 2 and 3? You multiply them together. So their product is 6 for us to have a target of 6 chlorine atoms on each side of the equation. Okay. So let's rewind again. So now instead of starting with H, our priority is now chlorine. Okay? So you have one chlorine atom on the left side and you have three chlorine atoms on the right side. On the left side, because it's only one and our target is 6, you have to multiply HCl by 6. Now for AlCl3, you already have 3 chlorine atoms. So for it to become 6, you have to multiply AlCl 3 by 2. Balancing chlorine in the process. Now, this is a good start because parehas nang magiging affected si hydrogen and aluminum. But let's start with hydrogen first. There are now 6 hydrogen atoms on the left side of the equation, and you only have 2 at the right side. So for 2 to become 6, you have to multiply it by 3. Okay? And lastly, you now have 2 aluminum atoms at the right side here, and you only have 1 on the left side. So for 1 to become 2, you have to multiply aluminum by 2. Okay? So, yeah, these are our sample equations for single replacement reaction. So speaking of single replacement, going back to our first equation, no? So, sige, Tagalog ako ha. Original, ang single ay si Zn and ang magpartner ay si Fe tsaka si Cl. So, si Zn, ginagawa niya si Fe, kaya ang ending si Fe na iwang mag-isa at the right side. Okay, as corny or cliche as it may sound, the reaction follows that process. Okay, so the same is also true for our second equation here. So original partner ni H ay si Cl and aluminum is single, but aluminum nakipag-pair siya with chlorine, leaving hydrogen alone by itself. Okay? So, you might be wondering, sir, what if, kasi dito, may example na tayo ng single and single, may example na tayo ng couple na naging single ulit, and now you have a single and a couple. So, meron ba tayong example ng reaction na couple and couple ang involved? So, yes, and that's actually our fourth reaction. Eto. Okay? So, yeah. You have aqueous, potassium sulfate, K2SO4, and liquid water, H2O, are irreversibly produced when aqueous potassium hydroxide, KOH, reacts with aqueous sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Okay, let me use a blue ink for this one. So yeah, even though may equation na dun sa background, no, let's analyze first bakit ganyan yung ayos. So magtataka kayo, K2SO4 and water were the first two reagents mentioned in the word problem, but at the same time, they are found at the right side instead of the left. That's because of the words irreversibly produced. And if they irreversibly produce, we start with an arrow pointing to the right, ganyan. And that means K2SO4 and water are our products instead of reactants. Now, our final two reagents, you have potassium hydroxide, KOH, and sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Those are our reactants because the reaction wouldn't happen without without the two of them intermingling with each other. Okay. So how is this reaction different from single replacement? So as you can see, wala na tayong single element here, wala nag-iisa, lahat sila ay may partner. But take a look at this one. On the left side, the original partner of K or potassium is hydroxide OH. And the original partner of hydrogen is sulfate or SO4. Okay? But on the right side, the new partner of potassium is SO4, sulfate, and the new partner of hydrogen is hydroxide OH. So what happened in this case? They exchange or swap partners. Kaya our reaction template will be AX plus BY forming AY plus BX. So If our previous type of reaction is single replacement, we will call this one as double displacement. Okay, so wala na iwang single. It turns out, couple-couple parehas, nagpalitan lang po ng partners. And now is the time to balance this chemical equation. Okay, so let's start with K because K is our first problematic or unbalanced element here. You only have one potassium atom on the left side and two potassium atoms on the right side. So what do you do for 1 to become 2? You have to multiply KOH by 2. Okay, alisin ko lang yung blue arrows. Yan, baka ma-confuse kasi kayo. Yan, better. So, let's proceed. Okay na pala kay K. Our next unbalanced element is now hydrogen. So, you have two hydrogen atoms here. And you also have two hydrogen atoms here. So, 2 plus 2 equals 4. And you only have two hydrogen atoms here. So, for 4 to become 2, you have to multiply H2O by 2. Okay? Balancing hydrogen in the process. Oops. Okay. So, how about oxygen? So, you have two oxygen atoms here, plus four oxygen atoms here. So, 2 plus 4 equals 6. You have four oxygen atoms here. You have two oxygen atoms here. So, 4 plus 2 equals 6. Therefore, all elements are already balanced. That's why the remaining coefficients for our middle reagents are 1. Okay? So, let's balance some more double displacement equations. All right. So, eto na, no? All sections encountered difficulties. Ito na ata yung pinakamahirap na set na equations na binigay ko. Because as you can see, we have a new, what do you call this? We have a new punctuation mark. And that, in this case, it's a parenthesis. So when you have parentheses, you have polyatomic ions or ions with the group of elements. So you have aqueous ammonium hydroxide, NH4OH, reacting with aqueous silicon chloride, forming solid silicon hydroxide and aqueous ammonium chloride. So how do we do, or what do we do, or how do we deal with polyatomic ions or group of elements? Okay? So, sinadya ko talaga na mag-start tayo with the parentheses on this equation. And the elements that are found inside the parentheses are OH. So, again, dito kayo nalito kanina, kaya uulitin ko ulit. And I suggest na if hindi nyo pa rin magets, paulit-ulit nyo lang i-pause or i-rewind yung part na ito ng video. So, let's start with OH. Si OH on the left side, wala siyang parentheses. And kung wala siyang parentheses, it is considered one group. Si OH on the right side ay may number, nasa parentheses at sa labas ng parentheses may number 4. So you have 4 OH groups. So you have one OH group on the left side and you have 4 OH groups on the right side. What do you do for 1 to become 4? You multiply NH4OH by 4. Okay? And as a consequence, merong grupo na nadamay, and that group is NH4. So paano nga natin ngayon i-distribute yung coefficient with NH4? So, NH4, pag naka-underline pa lang siya, wala rin siyang parentheses. And because wala rin siyang parentheses, it's originally one group. And because it has a coefficient of 4 next to it, so 4 times one group equals 4 groups. Okay? Now, looking at the right side, you have NH4 here. Wala po siyang parentheses, therefore it's considered one group. So for 1 to become 4, you multiply 1 by 4. So multiply NH4Cl by 4 as well. Okay, next. So sino nadamay? By the way, okay na tayo kay OH, okay na tayo kay NH4. So sino nadamay dito? Si Cl. You have 4 chlorine atoms on the right side, and you also have 4 chlorine atoms on the left side, balancing chlorine. You have 1 silicon atom on the left side, and you have 1 silicon atom on the right side, meaning this equation is already balanced, and what's left are coefficients of 1, respectively, for both SiCl4 and SiOH4. Okay, sige. Next, we have aqueous solution of aluminum sulfate reacting with aqueous solution of barium chloride, forming solid barium sulfate and aqueous aluminum chloride. So the products are used for white pigment and water treatment, respectively. Okay, so paano ngayon to? Unlike in the first equation na kung saan we started with a group, this time we tayo mag-start with a group because the resulting reaction will be more complicated. I suggest that you start with aluminum or Al. So you have 2 aluminum atoms on the left side and you have only 1 aluminum atom at the right side. So for 1 to become 2, you have to multiply AlCl3 by 2, balancing aluminum in the process. As a consequence, affected Cl3 or si chlorine. So on the right side, you have 2 times 3 equals 6 chlorine atoms. And on the left side, you only have 2. So for 2 to become 6, you have to multiply it by 3. Balancing chlorine. Okay, next, affected is Ba. So you have 3 barium atoms on the left side, and you only have 1 barium atom on the right side. So for 1 to become 3, you have to multiply BaSO4 by 3 as well. Now, okay, sige. This time, again tayo with a group. And our group this time is SO4. So, affected this time si SO4. So, paano natin bibilangin si SO4 ngayon? Originally, wala namang parenthesis si SO4 sa BaSO4. So, originally, it only has one group. But since may coefficient ng 3, so you have 3 SO4 groups here. Okay? Now, on the left side, si SO4 ay naka-enclose sa parenthesis and sa labas ng parenthesis ay number 3. So that means you also have 3 groups. So if you already have 3 groups of SO4 on left and right side, that means this equation is already balanced. And with that, our final coefficient for our first reagent is number 1. All right. So this is how you balance double displacement reactions. So once again, when we say double displacement, there are no single elements involved. We have exchange or swapping of partners. Okay? So eto na. For our final seat work, no, I ask you once again to determine the type and balance each chemical equation. So unlike yesterday with combination and decomposition na kung saan maraming mabibilis na nakakuha ng tamang sagot. In this case, for our single replacement and double displacement equations, iilan lang yung mga mabibilis na nakatapos, which is I understood because meron tayong bagong rule this time with parentheses and other balancing techniques. Okay? So let's start with the reaction of solid chromium with aqueous nickel 2 nitrate forming aqueous chromium 3 nitrate and solid nickel. So the products are used for dyeing and magnets respectively. Okay, so let's analyze the type of equation first. Our type of equation here is single replacement. Because we start with chromium na nag-iisa, okay, and naging partner niya on the right side si NO3, leaving Na single or alone by itself on the product side. Okay? Since many of you struggled with these two problems, I also suggested where to start balancing. And I suggested NO3. And wala namang ibang talagang choice kundi si NO3 because CR and Ni are already balanced. So take a look at this one. You have two NO3 groups on the left side, and you have three NO3 groups at the right side. So once again, we encountered 2 and 3. And what do we do with 2 and 3? We multiply them together to form 6. You have two NO3 groups at the left side, and you have three NO3 groups at the right side. So for 2 to become 6, you have to multiply NiNO3 2 by 3. And for three groups of NO3 on the right side to become 6, you have to multiply CrNO3 3 by 2. And once you have those two, pretty much settled na yung susunod na balancing. Okay, so let's start with nickel first. So you have three nickel groups on the left side now, but you only have one on the right side, so you have to multiply Ni by 3. And you have two chromium atoms on the right side, but you only have one on the left side. That's why you have to multiply Cr by 2. Okay, so for our final reaction for this video lecture, you have aqueous solution of copper 2 nitrate and aqueous solution of sodium phosphate forming solid copper 2 phosphate and aqueous solution of sodium nitrate. So I ask you, by the way, the products are used for pigments and food preservation respectively. I ask you to prioritize PO4 first. Okay? So for PO4, sige, tingnan natin. Bago pala lahat, no? Let's analyze the type of equation first. Teka, gawin ko lang itong blue. Okay? Notice na all reagents here, walang single sa kanila. Copper's original partner is NO3, while NA's original partner is PO4. But on the right side, copper's partner is now PO4, and NA's partner is now NO3. So this one is double displacement. So how do you balance this chemical equation? When we begin with PO4, no? So the PO4 here on the left side has no parentheses, so automatically that's considered one group. While here on the product side, you have this number outside the parentheses suggesting that you have two phosphate groups. So for one group on the left side to become two groups, you have to multiply Na3PO4 by 2. Balancing PO4 in the process. Okay, next, the one affected is sodium or Na. You now have 6 Na atoms on the left side and you only have one Na atom on the right side. So for 1 to become 6, you have to multiply NaNO3 by 6. Okay? Balancing Na in the process and affecting NO3 as a result. Okay? So, etong si NO3, mapapansin nyo, sa right side, wala siyang parentheses. So, you have one group. But since you have 6 as your coefficient here, so 6 times 1, you have 6 groups. Okay? On the left side, you have naka-parentheses si NO3, and sa labas ni NO3 is the number 2. So, you have 2 groups of NO3 on the left side. Okay? So you have two groups on the left side. You have 6 groups at the right side. So for 2 to become 3, you have to multiply CuNO32 by 3. Okay? To finish balancing this equation, the next, by the way, no, balance si NO3. To finish balancing this chemical equation, the last affected is copper. So you have 3 copper atoms on the left side, and you also have 3 copper atoms on the right side. So 3 equals 3. That means our remaining coefficient for copper 2 phosphate is number 1. Okay? And there you have it. This is how you balance identify and balance single replacement and double displacement reactions, no? So, nakaka 4 out of 5 types of reactions na tayo. And I can see that some of you are already even struggling than combination and decomposition. So, we will finish another type, the final type on Monday, and we will have like long review, no? Bago kayo sumabak sa group and individual activities. Because yes, I acknowledge that this lesson is by far the most challenging and difficult out of all lessons so far in first term. Kaya, because this is day 2 pa lang naman of this topic, no? Again, the more that you practice, the more that you study, the more that you look back and review, no? I hope na namamaster palalo ang ating lesson. It's not easy, but at the same time, once you get there, I promise you it will now be smooth sailing from now on. But till then, this is Sir Jude. Good afternoon and goodbye.